All right. Give me a second here and I'll turn the camera on and we can get this party started. Give me just a second here. Oh, let's see. Let's get rid of this. Let's go ahead and put that one up for just a second. How about that one there, huh? All right. Well, that's that. And then I guess we'll turn that off. And then we'll do this. Hey there! How's it going out there, everybody? Hope everybody's doing fine on this wonderful Wednesday afternoon. What the intention is today is we're going to make some jalapeno mango jelly. Hey, Thomas. Hey, Chrissy. Welcome. Glad you came. So bear with me because the process is not, it's a long process, but I'm going to take you through. I'll give you all the ingredients that I'm using, and you can try it for yourself at home, or if you're one of the lucky ones, you can contact me, and maybe I'll send you a jar. Maybe I won't, but maybe I will. Okay, so to start off, we're going to get rid of this. It's just too hot in here for this. All right, let's get this damn hat put up. I don't know why I decided to put a hat on. I never get an opportunity to wear the damn things. So I don't go anywhere. So, hey, what the hell? All right. So without further ado, once I get some downtime, I will post a link and sit there and chat with you guys for a while. Because like I said, this is a process and it takes a while to do. But in the meantime, I'm not going to because I can't pay attention to the screen and what I'm doing. And this is one of those processes that if you let it go too long at a certain stage, it's ruined. So, okay, let me see what I got going on here. Let me go up to the, let's go to the webcam. That should be, okay, yeah, that is. All right, it's staring at. As you see over there in the corner, I have my food processor. And I have two bowls. In one of those bowls is approximately 6 mangoes, fresh mangoes. I went down to the store and picked them up this morning. Now, mind you, 6 mangoes is not a lot. There's not a lot of meat on a mango. Unless you buy the big honking tubers. But anyhow, I'm going to show you. Cut up. That's about what 6 mangoes looks like. Okay? Not a lot. So we're going to start off in the food processor. And I just have the regular blade in here. I'm going to dump these mangoes in. What I want to do is I want to puree them. Now, what I've done is I have peeled and dug the seeds out, which is a pain in the ass. I suppose if you would like to, you could use canned mango. I did it with the batch of jelly that I made yesterday. I used canned peaches. And it turned out okay, but peaches have a better flavor, you know. Okay, so we're just going to close that, and then I'm going to turn this on low. I want to let that go. Sorry about it being so loud. Okay, I'm going to let that process down to where it basically is a puree. And I'm going to take my little spatula that I got over here in my handy dandy kitchen kit, and I'm going to scrape the edges because I want to make sure that I don't have any real solid pieces. And I could actually put this through a strainer too, but I'm not going to go that far. All right, we're going to process it for just a little bit more. Make sure we don't have any big chunks. Okay, that's good enough. Just want to make sure I don't have any big chunks. So now I'm going to take that puree. I'm going to lift the deal off of here. And that's what it pureed, that's what it looks like. Okay. And I'm going to pour that puree into this saucepan. By the way, I have it right here. This is a 10-quart Dutch oven. But it also doubles as a saucepan. Just an all-around good utility pan. So, I'm going to scrape. I want to get all that mango puree that I can get. I'm going to scrape this all down. And there was probably about 2 more tablespoons still in here. Okay. Now, I'm not going to put the fire to it yet because we still got more processing to do. And I'm not worried about if there's a little bit left in here because it's all going into the mix anyhow. Okay. So that's our mango puree. Now to that, I'm going to add approximately 2 large bell peppers. This is going to still give it the pepper flavor, but without the heat. And you could make this jelly with just the bell peppers if you didn't want the heat from the jalapenos. But trust me, it's going to be okay. I'll explain it in a minute. Okay, so I'm putting in right now approximately two, just a little bit bigger than the size of my fist, bell peppers. Just sweet bell peppers. I'm going to drop these in here. And like I said, I didn't worry about um, cleaning it in between. It ain't no biggie because it's all going the same place. So, got that locked in. Alrighty, so I'm going to turn the processor on again so it's going to get loud. And what we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish here is we want to get these peppers pureed down as much as we can get it. Okay, shut that again. Let that go for 2 minutes. Okay, that's probably got the bell peppers pureed enough. There may be a little bit of a chunkiness to it, but not much. And once it cooks, you'll never know it. The thing about the bell peppers, I will tell you, is the bell peppers will make this foam. Don't worry about the foam. You can skin that off at the end, but it will give you some foam. All right, now, mango puree's in here. Now, that's the bell peppers going in. And I'm going to go ahead and scrape again. Okay. Okay, so we got the mango puree, we got the bell peppers pureed in the pot. Now for the last step, as far as the processing is concerned, in this bowl right here, I have approximately 15 jalapenos, fresh jalapenos. Bought them at the market this morning. And all I have done is I've just cut the stem off. Everything else is all there. You can, if you don't want seeds, you can de-seed it. But to be honest with you, once you process it, you won't even know the seeds are there. You might get one or two, but you're not going to get very many. You're not going to hardly know the seeds are there. So you can cut them in half, scoop the seeds out, take some of the membrane, but all your heat in a jalapeno, see that white area right there? That's where all your heat is. So I like my jalapeno jelly to let me know it's jalapeno. So I'm just going to start dropping these in here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this on, get the lid on, turn this on, cover it with my hand because it will splash. And I'll start the process. And one by one, I'm adding the peppers. Seeds and all. Let's go up this process. All right, let's look and see. I think that's got it. I'm going to scrape the sides. I'm going to scrape the sides down. And now, those of you who are sensitive to peppers, I'm going to make a very wise suggestion to you right now. Either wear some gloves or if you touch any of this, wash your hands vigorously with soap, because that okay, like I was saying, if you touch any of this or you get any of this on you, wash your hands with soap and water vigorously, unless you're wearing gloves. Personally, the heat doesn't bother me, but talking from experience, processing peppers like this, you will get some of that capsaicin on your hands. And the last thing you want to do is go pee pee and touch your nether regions. Trust me, from experience, I know you won't dig it. So, anyhow, you think Ben Gay's bad? Ben Gay ain't got shit on this. So, anyhow, like I said, we processed the jalapenos, and I've got these pretty well pureed down to where there's hardly nothing. You'll see a little bit of seed, but not a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this in here. Okay. Now I'm going to scrape, because I want every bit of this pepper that I can get. I want it all. I'm greedy like that. Okay. There we go. All right, now I'm going to scrape the inside of the food processor, and I think we're done with the food processor. All right. Okay. Well, there's a little bit left in here we can get. We're going to try to get as much of this as we can. Okay. All right, that's it. That's all for the food processor for right now. I don't think I need the food processor for anything else, so I'm going to go ahead and put those in the sink to be rinsed off later. All right, so in this pot we have the mangoes, a little bit of bell pepper, about two, like I said, about the size of your fist, and then about 15 jalapenos, whole jalapenos. Now, if you want to de-seed them, that's fine. You're more than welcome to do that. I just it's a waste to me. It's a wasted effort, but you know, to each his own. Now we may lose the camera, and if we do, I'll come back and. No, we didn't. Okay, because every time I move the camera or move the cord, we seem to lose the camera. But okay, so all the puree is in here. Haven't done anything else to it yet. I want to add some liquid. I don't really want to put water. And these need a little bit of acidity. So what I'm going to do is I have here a bottle of apple cider vinegar. You can use just plain white vinegar or red wine vinegar, but you want to use a little bit of vinegar because you want the acidity. All right, so I'm going to put about a cup of apple cider vinegar. Now the recipe that I use calls for 2 cups, but I think 2 cups is too much. So I'm going to put a cup of apple cider vinegar and a cup of water. And this is how I've always done it, and it's always turned out great. So there's a cup of water. So that's giving us enough liquid to this menagerie. Yeah. And it's made about, this 10-quart saucepan here is about halfway full. Now, the last thing we're going to add to this before we start cooking, we put this over here, out of the way because we don't need it no more. Now, this is what is going to make your jelly. This is called pectin. Okay, it's called fruit pectin. You buy it at any grocery store has it. Mexican market has it. That's where I get it at. Same place I got the mangoes. So, and I'm going to use because I've got about 12 pints in here right now. 11 pints maybe, somewhere around there. I'm going to use 2 packages. That may be a little bit of overkill, but I want this gel to make. So, and you're going to do this before you cook anything. You want to put the pectin in first. Okay? So this is the whole pack. And basically all pectin is it's like Jell-O, unflavored Jell-O, basically. It's what makes your jellies gel. So, and I got 1 package that I bought at Walmart yesterday, and I got 1 package that I bought at the Mexican store this morning. So I'm just using up what I got. All right. There's 2 packages of pectin. All right. I'm going to put that in my trash away. I have a huge kitchen now, but not a lot of constitution for cleaning up. So I try to clean as I go. All right, now I'm going to take my slotted spoon here, and I'm going to stir this. We'll make sure that that pectin gets all throughout this whole. We'll stir it in, make sure it gets good mixed in. Okay. All right, got it all mixed up here. Okay. Put my spoon down right there. Now, I'm going to turn my heat on. Turn the burner down on a little bit below medium, but medium heat. Okay, and then we're going to start cooking this. Now we got to let this cook for just a little while. And we're going to bring it to a temperature. Let me get my thermometer out here. Okay. All right. Well, a watched pot never boils. So let's come over here to the webcam again. Come over to this camera. Okay, so that's going to cook. And I'll show you, I'll switch over in a little bit and show you what the temperature is supposed to be. We want to cook that mixture down a little bit. Get that pectin to heat up and melt into the pepper mixture. And so we're going to do that. And then we're going to add our sugar. Now, I have already measured out 6 cups. Takes 6 cups of sugar. I know it sounds like a lot, and it is a lot. But that's what it takes to make this jelly. Oh, hey, Captain Spaulding. Welcome, welcome. Glad you can make it. Making some jalapeno jelly. It's actually jalapeno mango jelly today. Hope you are doing well up there, buddy. Oh, you like my shirt? Yeah, I thought it was appropriate. You know, it was either this or the ones with the parrots. So I'm going to occasionally get up and go stir this to help it along, okay? So bear with me. Last thing we want is these peppers to burn. We don't want them to burn or stick to the bottom of the pan. So. We'll make sure all that pectin got mixed in real good. And it looks like it did. Alrighty. I'm back. Well, good. I'm glad to hear it, Cap. Glad you're able to make it. Might let Miss Shannon know I'm live too if you'd like. And Miss Glendy's. Shannon says hi. Tell her I said hey. It might be a little early for Miss Glendy's, but all right. I guess while I'm sitting here waiting for this to cook, I can post a link, and if somebody wants to come visit, they can. Let's see if this works. Sometimes it works on this side and sometimes it doesn't. There we go. All right. If anybody wants to come visit while we're doing this cook, there's the link. I'm not sure how to pin it, or I would go ahead and pin it. But at any rate, links in the chat. Help yourself. And like I said, I'm occasionally going to be getting up. I'll go over to the stove, stir that pot. what I'm trying to do is bring that mixture up to temperature. Get it to a point so the pectin melts, and then we might turn the heat up just a little bit, because then we're gonna bring it up to a boil, a rolling boil, and then we're gonna check temperature. We want to bring it up to 220. 220 degrees is the magic number. That's when we're going to add the sugar. But it needs to be at a constant boil before we add the sugar. And by a constant boil, I mean a boil that it's rolling and I can stick my spoon in, stir it, and that boil does not go away. And then, like I said, we're going to check the temperature. It needs to be at 220 degrees. Once it's at 220, then we're going to dump our sugar in and mix thoroughly. And then we're going to probably continuously stir, because last thing we want is the sugar to burn. So give me a second. I'll be right back. Now we're starting to get a little bit of boil. Piece of pepper there that didn't. No, that's pectin. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Just stirring away. Set my spoon back down. All right. And like I said, from time to time, I'm going to get up and go over there. I'm going to stir it. Now, mind you, I just tasted a little bit of it. And this is before it's had any sweetener to it. And it's got a little bit of a sweetness, got a lot of tart, and it's got some fire. Which, as the cooking process goes, the fire is going to calm down considerably. I mean, it's still gonna be hot or spicy, however you want to look at it. It's jalapeno. What do you expect? But like I said, the cooking does have a tendency to, if you get some really, really hot peppers. Now, I grew some peppers of my own one year, and those bastards were the hottest fucking thing I've ever eaten. But it was funny because some of them, eat them like candy. And then you get one. And oh my God, set your ass on fire. And then I had one year when I grew them. I've only grown them out here one year. I used to grow them in Texas every year. But I grew them out here one year. And I let them go until they turned red. And those were really mild, really kind of had a sweet, little bit of a sweetness to them. Oh, they were delicious. They were fantastic. Put them in everything. Okay. Well, I'm sorry about the. It's it's going to be maybe a little bit boring. And if you want to jump out, go do something else, and then come back in, fine. But this is, like I said, this is a process. We want to gently bring that temperature up so that it's boiling but not burning. And so I've got it on medium heat. and I'm just going to let it cook. Occasionally go look and check it. And what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to get that pectin to melt. The pectin that I put in 2 packages of pectin. I want to get that to melt into this pepper mixture. Okay. A little more central on the fire. All right. We just got to keep letting it go. Keep it going. Let's see what's in the chat. All right. Well, we're looking at it on the YouTube side. All right. Okay, I just wanted to look and see what it was on the YouTube side. All right. Okay, so all right. I don't know what all to talk about while I'm waiting for this damn thing to reach the temperature I want it to. That's the problem with doing a cooking live stream. But I think I hope it's entertaining. I hope people are enjoying it. So far, I've gotten a decent response out of it. So it is what it is. Now, for anybody I may have in here that was privy to the Stoner saga last 2 days, Lestat is doing much better. All the people out there that donated to Stoner did it out of the goodness of their heart. And I thank you guys personally. I thank you because Lestat, Manson Kitty, he calls him Manson Kitty. I named him Lestat. He was my cat before he ended up Stoners. And unfortunately, he was a stray that wandered in, and I started feeding him. And then he started hanging out. And when I moved from the trailer court to this new house, I didn't feel that it was proper for me to take him away from the neighborhood that he had grown up in and he knew. You know, because like I said, he was a stray that just wandered in. And I talked it over with Bruce and said, hey, look, I don't think I should take him with me. And Bruce said, well, leave him here. I'll start feeding him. And he adopted Bruce. But yeah, like I said, I went over there Monday evening when I was made aware of it. Because now that I don't live across the street from him anymore, we don't talk very much. I mean, it has nothing to do with our friendship. Our friendship is still fine. We just don't see each other. We don't run across each other anymore. You know, unless something really major is going on. And the cat was kind of major. So I went over there and looked at him, told Bruce, let him sit for the evening, get him to the vet first thing in the morning. It's not an emergency, but it is bad. And so Bruce, I'm going to tell you guys, Bruce did exactly what he said he was going to do. Yeah, I know. I'm as shocked as you are, but not when it come to the animal. Bruce loves animals too much. The guy's got a good heart. That's why I let a lot of shit slide. He's still probably one of my best friends. I know it says a lot for me, but you know. Anyhow, getting off that subject and moving on. Oh shit. Okay, like I said, link is in the chat. I'm going to be getting up from time to time, going over to the stove, stirring my pepper mixture, trying to get it to cook to get to a point where I need it to be. So bear with me. Okay, we're just going to give it a couple of stirs here. It's looking good. Alrighty. Yeah, looking good. We just want to make sure it's not sticking to the bottom. Alright. Now I'm going to take my thermometer. And this is just a cheapo Walmart thermometer. We'll stick it in here. That we're about 212. Starting to boil. And we're about, about 2.5, 2.10, somewhere around there. So it's got a ways to go to come up to temperature. We're going to stir. Okay. Let that go. All right. Okay, I'm back at the camera. I'm back. Okay, we're just going to continue. Like I said, we're going to continue to let that cook. It's about 2.5, 2.10. So we want it to come up. It's started to bubble, but when I stir it, the bubbles go away. So we want it to be at a bubbling boil, and we want the temperature to be about 220. And then we're going to add the sugar. And once we get it to 220 and we add the sugar, we're going to stir it in till all that sugar is melted. And then we're going to set the timer. About 2 to 2.5 minutes. It needs to cook like that. And then it'll come off the heat. And then you got to work fast. So I have pre-pulled my jars and run them through my my dishwasher to sterilize them, just on a regular rinse heat cycle. So they're already in the dishwasher. I'm fixing to pull them out here in just a minute. The jars should be still warm. You don't really want to put this hot jelly mixture into cold jars. it may cause the glass to break. So you definitely either want to boil the jars or, like I said, just take the lids off, put them in the dishwasher. Run it through a dishwash cycle. They'll be fine. They'll be perfect as far as being hot. So I'm going to go, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and go pull these out and set these on the counter because I'm going to need them pretty soon. We're going to be needing them pretty soon. And yeah, they're still hot. That's good. That's great. And I did not use any dish soap powder. I just ran just a regular cycle. Okay. These are the ball little mason jars. They're jelly jars, basically. That's the size of them. They're a pint jelly jars. Okay, and now these are still warm. They just came out. So I'm going to set them over here on the stove. Now, from time to time, you're going to have to watch because it will foam up and your pepper mixture will boil over if you're not paying attention. So, and you don't want that. Okay, I think we're pretty close to being where we need to be. Check the temperature. We're getting close. Getting real close. I may turn it up just a little bit. Wow, my kitchen smells like jalapenos. Okay. We're getting there. Like I said, it's already come to pretty much to a boil where when I stick the spoon in and stir it, the boil doesn't go away, which is what we want. But we want to make sure that we're constantly stirring it off the bottom to make sure that it's not burning either. We don't want it to burn. That's why I kept it on a medium to low heat. So, we're getting close. We're getting close. I'm actually going to switch the cameras now back over to the stove camera. Okay. I'm going to go back over to the webcam. All right. You can see. Okay, see it's boiling there? Yep. Okay. So, if you're getting this foam on the top, that's normal. That's not I think it's the bell peppers that causes it to make that much foam, but I don't know. But at any rate, you just stir it around a little bit, knock that foam down so it doesn't boil over. That's all you want to do. And I'm going to go ahead and scrape and stir. Scrape and stir. Okay. Just scrape and stir. Make sure all that pectin is melted. Not seeing any lumps or anything, so I think we're good. Yeah. It's boiling pretty good. Turn the heat back just a little bit. We're going to test it. Let's see what the temperature is. Okay, we're still hovering right around 214. We want it to come up to 220. So I am going to go ahead and increase the heat. Turn it up just a little bit. Now what I will suggest you do, if you're running it a little higher heat, is you grab a splatter guard. Because as you can see, it's popping and splattering. So just grab this little splatter guard and put that over it. Which I don't need it right now. So okay, I did increase the heat just a little bit. Oh yeah, it's splattering pretty good. Okay, let's see where we're at for temperature. Okay, we're at about 218, which is about where I want to be. Actually, the book says 220, but that's fine. So in here, I have 6 cups of sugar. Now I'm going to add this sugar to this mixture a little at a time. Pour a little in, and I'm going to mix it around because I want that sugar to melt. And it's going to stop boiling when you're adding the sugar. Okay. You go ahead and mix it around. Keep it going. I'm going to add some more sugar. All right, a little at a time. Make sure you keep stirring it. Till you get all that sugar in. All right. Now what we want to do is we want to bring this back to 220. Bring that temperature back up to 220. Make sure we get all the sugar. I don't want to miss any of it. Okay. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Wash my hands. All right. Now's when you gotta really pay attention. And now you won't see me step away at all. So I'm going to start to continue to mix this. And the sugar killed a lot of the foam. You've seen a lot of foam on top. Well, the sugar killed that foam. So now we just want to stir, make sure all that sugar is melted. I'm bringing it back up to temperature. We want to bring it up to about 220. And I'm going to continuously stir. I'm doing the continuous stir to make sure that this does not stick or burn, because it will. And the last thing you want is a burnt sugar taste in your jelly. Now we got to get it up to temperature again. All right, you're going to have to bear with me, guys, because this is the crucial part here. Getting it back up to the temperature and then letting it cook long enough without burning. And you got to pay constant attention. Keep stirring it. Keep it moving on the heat. It's got a little bit of thickness right now. Okay, just keep it moving on the heat. Just keep her moving on the heat here. Check the temperature. Okay, it's got about 9 more degrees to go. And then we're there. And then we're going to set the timer and start the countdown. Stir. see where we're at. Almost there. Getting real close. Let's see where we're at. This is the critical part right here. All right. Like I said, guys, this is the crucial part. Let's see where we're at. One more degree. Just needs to come up one more degree. We're at 219 right now. We want to be at, what's the magic number? 220. 220 is the magic number. Okay. I'm going to say it's probably there. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm going to set the timer for 2 minutes. Start stirring. And now you notice when I stir that, it's all bubbling when I stir it. those bubbles don't go away. It still bubbles. So is that what they call a rolling boil? We want it to stay at that. Okay, I'm going to set my timer for 2 minutes, did it, and go. So now we're on the countdown. We're going to let this cook at this rolling boil for 2 minutes. I'm going to continuously stir it because I don't want it to burn. Continuously stir. Okay, timer's gone off. That means it's been at this rolling boil for 2 minutes. Okay, that means we're ready to turn the heat off and the jelly is ready to jar. Okay. So now we don't have to work real fast, but we do have to work fairly fast because we don't want this mixture to cool. So I'm going to move the pot a little closer to my jars. Grab my ladle. And let's see. Let's slide this back so you can see. How's that? Can you see? You can see the jars? All right. So what I'm going to do, I've got this jar filler. I'm going to take about 2 scoops, possibly 3, and I'm just going to fill these jars one by one. And I'm going to bring them up. It's about 2 1/3 ladles to get a full jar. You see this little ridge right here? I'm going to bring that up to that ridge. That ridge goes in the jar. We want what they call head space. Because as this cools, it's going to expand a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to fill these jars. That's it. We want to try to be careful to try our best not to get any of the jelly on the edges of the jar. And if you do, before you seal the jars up, you're going to want to take a wet rag and wipe that edge. So, okay. Now you're going to notice, that real pretty bright green when I pureed the peppers, that has faded and now it's a golden color. And you can, if you want, grab a little bit of green food coloring. I personally like the natural golden color. It's fine by me. Okay. Somebody let a damn fly in the house. Shit. Thanks, Marty. Like I said, it's about 2 and a little less ladles per jar. And I've made this recipe before, so I know the proportions that I made will make 12 one-pint jars. And you'll see when we get down there to the end, it's going to just make what we're trying to get. I can grab, because this pot's hot. I got to get 3 more jars out of here. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. I hope so. Two more jars. Okay, let's see if we've got enough for 1 more jar. I'm going to hope. It's going to be close. It's going to be real close. I don't think we're going to quite get. Yeah. Okay. We got 11 3/4 jars. So either we didn't have enough peppers, or I don't know. It can vary. But we got real close. Real close. All right. Now, all that in there, set that pan back. Now I'm going to grab the lids, put the lids on. Now you want to be careful grabbing these jars because these fuckers are hot. It has hot molten jelly in it, so what do you expect, So, I'm going to put these lids on. Now, once these lids go on and they're all tight, there's no liquid left in the rim. There's a little bit on that one. I'm just putting the lids on right now. I'm not tightening them down. I will tighten them down here in just a minute. I just want to get all the jars. Okay. This is the process. You got to work fairly quick. Get all the jars sealed the way you want them to. All right, last batch of lids. And I may have one or two that may have a little bit of jelly on the rim, but that's fine. I didn't spill any on the jars themselves. So. All right. There's the last lid. All right. Now, gotta do this quick. Wow. Seal every jar. Ow. And these jars are hot. Trust me. Oh shit. I need a. I have a cold towel right here. Pick that up. There. And all sealed. Okay, once you've got them jarred and sealed, it's important that you leave them alone. Don't move them. Don't do nothing. Just let them sit. They need to cool on their own naturally. And what will happen is, see these little dimples in the top of the jar? Those dimples will suck in, and that lets you know you've got a good seal. Okay, I believe that's it. All right, all the lids are on, all the lids are sealed. We got one. That's going to be our taster jar. Make sure that it's all sealed. All right, make sure it's good and sealed, and it is. Okay. So that's it there. Now I'm going to take these and put them in a cool, dark spot over on the table. Not really dark, but a cooler spot. Let them sit over on the table. Now those need to set up for, I would say, the rest of the evening so that they cool on their own. You just want to let them naturally cool down. Let me switch cameras. Okay. All right, I'm back. Okay, so that's the jelly. You've seen the process. It's not a hard process, but yeah. So they look. I'm gonna do a bad thing, but that's how they look. Now, if you wanted a little greener than that, you could add a little bit of food coloring. Not a lot, maybe a couple drops green food coloring, whatever. Now, those are going to set up. They need to cool naturally. Just sit and cool down. And then once they cool, they're going to look like this. Okay. See how that doesn't, that's set up. This is the jelly I made yesterday. This is jalapeno peach. And I'm going to go ahead and open this one jar. Hear that? That's the sound you want it to make. And that's the sound that those will make. All right. See that? That's what the jelly looks like. It's pretty firm. You know, it's not going to spill out of the jar. And no, Marty, you don't want none of this. Trust me. So that's going to have a little bit different flavor because I use mangoes. This one is going to have a little bit of a peach flavor. So I'm going to stick it in. I'm going to get a little bit, see a little bit on a spoon. See that? That's your jelly. And that's how it's gelled up. Oh my God. Delicious. Not too hot. It does have a bite. I'm not going to lie to you. It's got a little bit of a bite. But, oh my God, that good. And this will be the jar I'll send over to the neighbors. Because now I have 11, say, I've got about 25 jars now. 24 jars, somewhere around there. 23, roughly, give or take. But that's what that's going to do. It'll set up just like I showed you. And then that's your jelly. All right, guys. I am done. It is too hot. I need to get somewhere and turn my air conditioner back on. And I had it turned off because I didn't want it to interfere with the jelly making process, which I don't think it would have, but anyhow, I thank you all for coming and watching. Hit the like, subscribe button if you haven't already, and drop a comment down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Try it yourself. Make some of this yourself. Guys, I'm all self-taught as far as cooking. I'm pretty much self-taught. I watch my aunts and my mom, but for the most part, I'm self-taught. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. All right. Marty's telling us it's time to play the outro and go find something to do. So, you know what to do when you hear that.
Happy trails to you until we meet.
All right, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Hope y'all go out and have a good day. Do something nice for somebody.
Happy trails to you till we meet again. Some trails are happy ones, others are blue. It's the way you ride the trail that counts. Here's a happy one for you. Happy trails to you. Until you meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling on today.
From our kitchen to yours, Marty and I say thank you for joining us.